Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me in our session today, where we're going to talk about how to add text messaging to your client communications. And we're going to be discussing how to use text messaging to connect with your clients more directly and in real time. So first, before I get started, I want to thank our visionary partners up on the screen and introduce myself. My name is Joseph Given. I am a customer onboarding team lead. I've been with Clio for 6 years now and have supported and onboarded thousands of law firms. And today I'm really excited to talk to you about a really important set of features that we're all already using in our personal lives, and that is text messaging. So in this session, I'm going to go over the value of text messaging, when it is the right choice, and we're going to talk about text messaging in Grow as well as Clio Manage. And by the end of the session, you should come away with a clear understanding of how to use text messaging in Clio Manage and Clio Grow to drive strong client engagement. So first, let's talk about the value of text messaging. What we found is that the way we work has changed. And for example, according to the 2022 Legal Trends Report, 45% of lawyers prefer meeting with their clients virtually, and 25% of clients prefer meeting with their lawyers virtually. And the way we reach out to each other outside of these meetings has also changed substantially. We have seen a huge move towards text messaging as a medium for professional communication. So texting, it is the preferred communication method for many of us, myself very much included. In fact, data suggests that 85% of smartphone users prefer to text over something like emails or calls. Now, there are several benefits that are driving law firms and professionals to use text messaging as well. It enables us to connect quickly without having to play telephone tag or get lost in a dense email inbox. We can connect with our clients in real time and provide them with prompt and convenient responses and updates. And we've actually found, based on anonymized data, that 87% of text messages receive a reply within 1 hour of receipt. That is huge. Think about emails. And it also increases engagement and satisfaction by allowing you to connect with your clients through a channel that they're already comfortable using. So when is text messaging the right choice for a client? Let's say that you need fast and effective communication, or your client simply prefers text messaging, or the information that you're sending is not necessarily highly sensitive or needs encryption. And lastly, you are comfortable with other members of your firm viewing the text messaging from the Communications tab. If all of those are correct, then it's probably a good choice. And how does it work? Well, in Clio Manage, you can send text messages, you can receive SMS and MMS text messages from your clients, you can send event notifications and reminders, and you can send payment links. Additionally, in Clio Grow, you can send links to complete forms and documents, as well as automated reminders, and you can send automated reminders for your upcoming events. And enabling these features is easy. It goes a little beyond the scope of this session, but I have included some handouts that you can find in the app that go into much more depth into actually how to set it up. So as we go through this session, we're going to be following the journey of one client in particular. Meet John. John is looking for a family law firm that specializes in adoption, and he wants someone who's accessible throughout the process and really strongly prefers text messaging. So keep John in mind. We will definitely be coming back to him. But first, let's talk about Clio Grow. In Clio Grow, we can send text notifications and reminders for intake forms, documents, as well as appointments. So first, appointments. In Clio Scheduler, there are 2 ways that your clients can book with you. They can either book by themselves or you can book for them. So if a client books an appointment using a scheduler link, let's say you sent it to them, a reminder will automatically be sent. But if you schedule the appointment for them directly from Clio Grow, then you can actually set a specific reminder to go out to them. Additionally, you can set up automated reminders so that they always go out in the settings and appointments menu within your Clio Grow account. So that's something you can kind of set and then never have to think about again. Now, let's say that we scheduled a consult with John and he's since forgotten. Well, 2 days prior to the meeting, John is going to receive a text reminder telling him when and where to meet us. And because of the reminder, he's going to show up on time, prepared, and will, be impressed by the effective communication. Now, Clio Grow also allows for text message notifications for your forms and documents. When preparing an intake form or document in Clio Grow, you can send a text message from the same screen that you would send a email. So you would simply go in, send that form or document, and Clio Grow will automatically send it by text. And it gives you an option to opt out if, let's say, the client doesn't want a text. In this case, we've sent a form for John to fill out, and he can simply open it, he'll get the text, and he'll be able to fill it out directly on his phone. Using text message, we are able to keep John up to date, ensure he knows what we need from him, and make sure we're having that continuous conversation. So that's Clio Grow, and the feature set is always expanding. Now, you also have the option to send and receive text messages from Clio Manage, and that's quite a robust feature, so I'll go into that. First, you can send and receive your text messages using either the mobile app or the web app. So if we're on the go, we can start a thread on the mobile app, simply open the app, go to the Home tab, select texts, and then just click New Text. And you would select the contact, type the text, and hit send. Simple as that. And now you can send and receive text messages directly from your phone. Now, let's say we're at our computer. We can start a new thread directly from the web app as well, under the contact dashboard. So let's say that we want to send John a text to inform him of some documents that we need. We can simply go to John's contact page, click the text button. We can make sure John's contact is selected, type out our text, and then simply click send. Easy as that. Now, there are other ways to also access this page. Now, there are other ways that we can start a thread. We could go to the Matter dashboard or one of the communications tabs. Additionally, you can add text, or you can add a time entry to your text messages from that page as well. I've included details on that in the handout. Now, since we've sent him a text message, John's going to receive a text from our firm's 1-800 number, which is provided by Clio when you sign up for it. And he's going to be able to reply using both SMS and MMS text messages. And what that means is John can go in and send things like photos, videos, GIFs, and even audio files directly to you. And those will be saved automatically in your Matter documents section for John. Now, let's say John has some questions about the documents you asked him to send, so he's going to reply, seeking clarification. And then we're going to get that reply in Clio Manage. And we can simply go in and view and reply to it. We would just go to John's Matter, go to the Communications subtab, and then we can click Text Messaging, click View next to the text, and we can reply to it right there. Now, John and I have a conversation via text, and within minutes, we are able to clarify what is needed and have a powerful channel now going forward that will allow us to have those future communications. But that's not all. There is a lot more that we can do as well. And I want to focus now on calendar notifications and reminders. So far we've covered sending and receiving those text messages, but they can also be used with calendaring. So You can send invitations, you can send reminders, keep people up to date. And let's say that we want to set up a meeting with John to discuss the progress of a case. We can simply create the new event from the calendar tab, fill in the details. Under invite attendees, we would just choose John's name. And then there's going to be a little box there for us to notify via text. Then we would simply save the event and that notification will go out. And as we see here, John is going to receive that text inviting him to the event, and he can also type to confirm. And if he did confirm, we can simply go back in Clio Manage and keep track of that by going to the calendar, clicking the event, and it's going to show whether or not he confirmed. Now, you can also set up reminders, and that's another automatic thing that you kind of set up once. So you would simply go into Settings, Text Messaging, and click the toggle next to Event Reminders to enable it. Then you can choose how many days out that you want to remind people, and then those will automatically go out. Now, another thing I want to talk about is sending payment links. We all love to get paid, right? So on top of your calendaring, you can send links to help you get paid for your bills as well as for your accounts. So let's say that you want to send a bill payment link. What you can do is you can find an unpaid invoice in Clio, and then you would simply go to the bill, click the drop-down arrow next to send, select copy link to pay the balance, and then select the bank account and click copy link. And then once you're done, we would follow that text process to simply send that out to John. And now John can go in, he's going to receive that text to pay the bill. He would click on that, click the link, and then it takes him right to that payments page so John can fill out the payment details and pay you right from his phone. This also works outside of bills, so if you're collecting trust funds or an initial retainer, you can also send the link that way. You can simply send to your clients an online payments link to pay into those accounts. So you would go into online payments, click new charge, click copy payment link below the bank account that you want to the funds to be accepted into. And then you would send that link as a text message. And here you'll be able to pay the funds from the mobile device. Do note, though, that unlike the bill payment link, it's not going to show a specific amount since it gives them the option to give those funds into the account. That is a glimpse of what you can do with text messaging in Clio. There is quite a bit of really great functionality. I want to review kind of what we've spoken about. So today we covered how to send text messages for forms and documents in Clio Grow, as well as appointment reminders. We went over how to send them for conversations in Clio Manage, as well as calendar events and your bill payments. And we looked at really how these features come together to help the firm communicate seamlessly with John and other clients like him. Having that power of text messaging at our fingertips really allows us to reach people where they want to be reached and enables us to have much more efficient and effective communication. So, thank you all for joining me in our session on text messaging. I hope you all came out with some helpful information here. And while I will not have time for questions on stage, I will off stage. So I'll be right with you. But thank you all for your time. Again, I've included the handouts in the app, and hope you all have a great day. Enjoy the conference.